to the lesson on goal setting. This is probably one of the most important elements of our program. And for those that do our VIP program, our 12-month program, we are onto goals every single month. We are setting goals every new month. We are reflecting on the previous goals. We're refining, we're tweaking. Our goals are fluid. We are always working on something. And I'm on people about setting goals, because how on earth are you going to know if you're successful if you have nothing to measure it by? And that's what goal setting does. It is our yardstick. It is by what we measure our success. And whatever success looks like to you, you need to have a way of measuring it. And that's what goal setting does. Essentially, goal setting turns our dreams into a reality. So let's get started. Before we do, if you are social media minded, we would love to see your thoughts, your goals, any of the things that you're doing with our program. We would love to see it on your newsfeed. And the way to be able to see it is to tag me. So on your social media accounts, tag me at Naomi Festera, and then use any of the hashtags depending on what it is you're doing. And I would love to see your progress. So what is goal setting? Without goals and plans to reach them, you are like a ship that has set sail with no destination. Imagine if we were to hop in a car and I said, right, I want you to take me to 62 Arthur Street, Birkdale. And you went, okay, what state? And I went, I don't know, just 62 Arthur Street, Birkdale. And you're like, okay, well, do you know where we're going? And I'm like, nope, but what we're going to do is we're just going to follow the car that is ahead of us, and we will hopefully go to the same spot, and they'll take us to the right spot. I mean, that's ludicrous, isn't it? That's the stupidest thing you've ever heard. But that's literally what we are doing when we're like, right, just going to eat healthy, just going to go to the gym and just do that, and not even think about, anything else. Or I'm going to follow what my friend's doing. Or I'm going to follow what old mate next door is doing. Our goals have to be individual to us. Our training has to be individual to us. Our food has to be individual, because we are individual, and we need to set out a plan. We need to go, okay, well, what are my goals? And it's very hard to do your goals without, first of all, knowing who you are and what you really want. So you need to do that first. But then once you've done that, you're like, right, I have a clear vision of what I'm trying to achieve for myself, for my family. Now I'm going to set out a plan. And that's what our goal setting is. It's our plan. It is our roadmap. So now we know where we're going. So let's just say your goal is to be able to run 5 kilometers. You say, right, this month, I want to be able to run 500 meters without stopping. You get 3 weeks in and you've already hit your 500 meters. So you go, right, I want to make 800 meters. By the end of month 1, you've hit 800 meters. You are now on your way to your 5 kilometers. And you've set a time for it. You've set a distance. It was realistic. You even achieved it earlier. And it's motivating because you said to yourself, hey, I want to do this within a month, and you did it within 3 weeks. So that's a big pat on the back there. This is interesting. People with written goals are 42% more likely to achieve them than people without written goals. Apologies for the typo. Telling a friend increases this rate to 78%. Write your goals down. You are almost 50% more likely now to achieve them. And then tell someone. That increases the rate. This is why we have a declaration. This is why in the program we make you declare your intention. We are making you put both feet in the door. We're not hedging our bets. We're not halfway out the door. We are completely 100% committed. This is why you can't redo reset. This is a one-off program. You don't get a second opportunity at this one. And the reason why we don't let you have a second chance at it is because if we let you have a second chance at it, you're hedging your bets. This is your one and only shot at this. And we want you to maximize that. And if you know it's your one and only shot at this, you are more likely to maximize it. And now we're going to make you write down your goals. And now we're going to make you tell people about it. We are setting you up for success. So we're going to turn your dreams into reality. We're going to develop a plan so that we can achieve your goals. And we're going to work out little steps along the way, little increments to get you towards that big goal. Now, some of you might be going, goal setting, why bother? Well, if you think about all the most successful people in the world, whether it's businessmen, whether it is athletes, whether it is, people who are successful within their social circles, whatever success looks like. They goal set, they plan, they schedule. They know what they're doing on a week-by-week basis. They know what they're doing on a day-by-day basis. They know what they're doing on an hour-by-hour basis. If you want to be successful, you need to have a plan. If you want to be successful, you need to have your goals so that you can measure your success. Goal setting is going to turn what you want into what you have. How good is that? Okay, so what does goal setting do? Number one, it gives us direction. What on earth are we working towards? Otherwise, you are just flapping around in the breeze. You have no idea what's going on. If you have no goals and no sense of direction, when you get to the gym, you're going to be going, don't know what to do. When it comes to food, the next shiny object, the next fad diet, the next exciting thing, you'll be like, oh yeah, I'm going to try that. Oh no, I'm going to try this. And you do a week of this and then a day of that. And before you know it, you're doing about 6 different diets all mashed into one and it's not working. You need to have direction. You need to know what it is that you're doing. Goal setting helps you focus on what's important. It helps block out that noise. Have you ever noticed how much noise there is? You get on social media, 1,000 people with 1,000 opinions. When you've got your goals, it doesn't matter what other people are saying. You know, I have got to a point now where I can listen to other people's opinions on things and it doesn't now derail me. I'm not sitting here going, there's so many opinions, I don't know what to do. Now I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm working towards. And so other people's opinions now are just that. They're other people's opinions. Goal setting helps you build self-belief because as you tick off your goals, as you go, yep, I achieved that one. Now on to the next one. Oop, done that, tick it off. You start to see yourself actually being able to achieve those big goals. You might say, well, I've got 50 kilos to lose. That's a lot of weight to lose. But if you can keep ticking off a couple of kilos, those little things become big things. If you just keep knocking off 2 kilos, every few weeks over the course of a year, there's your 50 kilos. You got it. You've just got to keep ticking off the little things. You've got to keep ticking off the little goals, the incremental steps. They become the big things and they build courage. They build belief. They build clarity on what you're doing. Doubt is the number one thing that will stop you. Doubt stops movement. The moment you start doubting what you're doing, you'll stop doing it. And that's why goal setting is so important because as you tick off those goals, you start to become more and more sure of your success. You actually start to be able to imagine that in your mind. And imagery is a really important thing. If you can't imagine yourself achieving your goals, the chances of you achieving them are pretty slim. You have to be able to imagine achieving these goals to actually be able to achieve them. It increases your odds of success. For all the reasons that I've said before, it increases the odds of your success. Writing it down, having a plan, who knew, might actually work. And motivates you to be your best self. Like when you actually sit down and write goals, you start thinking, you start getting inspired, you start getting passionate, you start getting excited about your life. Guys, we've got one life, one shot at this. Do you really want to spend your life being mediocre? Why be mediocre when you can be great? And greatness is in each and every one of us already. We've just got to release it. And we release it by being disciplined, by doing the things that nobody else is willing to do, or doing the things that most people aren't willing to do, by doing the work, by being committed, by planning, by goal setting. That's how we are our best self. So how do we set these suckers? Your goals are your goals. They have to be for you. You have to be really, really, really specific about them. If they're a bit namby-pamby, it's hard to measure them. They're measurable. And you want to have a time frame by which you're fitting them in, and you need to be flexible. Your goals are fluid. You might be going, okay, I want to be doing 50 kilos on the bench press by the end of this month. By the end of the month, you only got to 40. That's not a failure. It is not a failure. You're lifting 40 kilos on the bench press. That's awesome. You just need a bit of a time extension. And so you adjust your goals and keep going. Don't stop. Don't go, well, I didn't make it to 50, so whatever. You made it to 40. That's brilliant. Give yourself a pat on the back, adjust your goals, and keep moving forward. Now, we would have all heard of SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. We want you to not only set goals that you're passionate about, but ones that you can actually measure. So when you're setting a goal, okay, and we'll use a typical goal. I want to lose weight. Okay, good, that's a goal. Not very specific though. I want to lose 5 kilos by the 15th of August. It's a long way away. I want to lose 5 kilos in 5 weeks. Okay, good. You've been very specific about the number, so it's now measurable. 5 kilos in 5 weeks, you go, okay, 1 kilo a week. Is that realistic? Possibly. It is attainable. So we go, okay, we'll go with that. Is it relevant? Is it relevant to your situation? Yes, it is. So you're not just copying somebody else's goal and going, I don't know what else to do, so I've just copied theirs. You know, it is easy sometimes to go, well, I don't really know what I want, so I'm going to take someone else's goals and use them. We want you to find your goals. And then timely. You've set a time frame on it. When we have a deadline, we work to those deadlines. If we don't have a deadline, we tend to be like, I'll get to it next week. The other thing we want you to do is set big goals for yourself. One of the most exciting things I'm seeing with my clients is that they're setting goals far beyond 12 months. They're setting goals for years. They're talking about career changes. They're talking about study. They're talking about big holidays, changes in their life. It's exciting. And it's these really big goals that help us push through the little stuff. When you're sitting there and you're thinking, oh, this is hard work today. When you think, but I want to be working towards, and that's what keeps you going. You know, that goal that's 12 months away, 24 months away, 3 years away. You're like, right, I want to do this Ironman, whatever. That big goal, that goal that is in the distance, keeps you moving forward and keeps you at the gym. So it is the long-term goals that help us push through and keep us going on those smaller goals. And it is the smaller goals, as we tick them off, that push us towards our big goals. So they're both equally important. So here's the deal. When it comes to goal setting, don't put yourself in a box. Oh, I'd like to lose 5 kilos. I'd like to be able to do a push-up on my toe. The toes, if you did it on one, that's impressive. You know, they're good goals, but do something big, something outrageous. Set yourself a goal that's ridiculous. You know, I want to retire in my 40s, or I want to be able to have the ability to retire in my 40s. That dream scares me. The thought of being able to retire in my 40s. Imagine the freedom of that. That's a big goal for me. I want my husband to be free to retire by the time he turns 40. That's scary too. You know, decide what it is that you want and why you want it. It's all well and good to say, I want to lose weight. Why? Write it down. Why do you want to lose weight? And you might be going, well, it's obvious. I don't like being overweight. Why? It makes me feel awful. It makes me embarrassed. It makes me feel like my partner doesn't love me. I feel like my children are ashamed of me. Write it down. It hurts. It hurts. But write it down, because when you write down why you want something, you're more likely to stick to it. My son, Andrew, was always more cooperative with me when I told him why I wanted him to do something. It wasn't enough for me to say, just do it. He wanted to know why. And once I told him why, he happily went and did it. We are exactly the same. We need to know the why. Why do you want to lose weight? Why do you want to get fit, healthy, and strong? Why do you want to change your career? Why do you want to go and do more study? Write it down. Make sure those goals are very clear. Then do your plan, and then you need to work on that plan every single day. You cannot let a day go by where you are not working on your goals, because the magic is not the nutrition program. It is not the exercise program. This is the magic. The decision to not be mediocre. The decision to not settle. The decision to not trade. You are not going to trade what you want for right now for what you really want. And that's why we don't achieve our goals. We say, I don't actually really want to lose weight. I'm actually really happy with being overweight. I don't really care. I can live with this. That's a lie. You know it's a lie. And you tell yourself that so that you can have your lollies or your cake, or not go to the gym, or sit on the couch, or watch Netflix, or not do the things you know you should be doing. We trade. We trade what we want for right now, immediate gratification, for what we know we really want. And when we're disciplined, when we're focused, when we're inspired, when we're doing something we're passionate about, and when we have clarity, we stop trading. And we do the work, even though it's hard, even though we don't feel like it, even though we've had setbacks, even though we're not seeing the results right now, we get in and we do it anyway. And that's the magic, I promise you. So what you're going to do is you're going to complete short and long-term goals for us. And we have some documents for you for that. And I'm going to show those documents for you. Okay. So with your short-term goals, what you would do is you'd print out this document, and we've got 5. If you've got more than 5 short-term goals, just print out a few copies. How long will it take to achieve this goal? Is it weeks or months? Then write the specific date. Things you need to do to achieve your goal, dot point them. What are your key milestones in working towards your goal? Let's just say you want to lose 10 kilos. Your first key milestone might be 2 kilos. Your second might be 5. Your third obviously is 10, sorry. What is your reward for achieving your goal? Reward yourself. When you achieve a goal, give yourself something. Probably not food, but you know, if it's a nice meal out with your loved one, do it. Absolutely. Maybe it's going and getting your hair done, or going and getting a massage, whatever. Give yourself something for achieving your goal. And then when it's done, write the date completed, give it a big tick, stamp it, star it, whatever, and you keep a record of that sucker. And you need to do that for all your short-term goals. All right, with your long-term goals, this is a little bit more in depth, because these are the ones that we, are going to take us a while. Now, is this a 6-month plus goal, or is this a years plus goal? You're going to brainstorm and mind map, so you can doodle and draw and whatever you need to here. Now, what are you trying to achieve? Why are you doing this? Where's your why? When do you need this done by? How are you going to achieve it? What do you need to do? What's your reward? What are the significant things you need to do to reach your goal? What are the things? Go to the gym, go to bed early, meal prep, whatever it is. What are the essential next steps before moving forward with your goal? Maybe you need to have a chat with your partner and be like, right, I need help with kids. I need help with this so that I can be working on these things. Or you might say, I need you doing this with me. I want your support. I want you involved in this. Can you break your goal into measurable achievements? All right. So you might say, okay, in the first week, what I want is I want to get to the gym 3 times, and I want to have done 1 lot of meal prep. There's your first measurable achievements. You might say, I want to be, in 2 months' time, I want to be lifting, I don't know, doing a 70 kilo deadlift, a 40 kilo bench press, whatever it is, write them down. Are there any tasks you're particularly excited to do to reach your goal? You might be going, right, because it's a body composition goal, I want to get a DEXA scan. I want to know my body composition. I want to know my muscle mass, my fat mass, my water mass, my bone mineral density, and you want to get that done. And you want to get that done every few months. So you would be writing that down. You also might decide that you want to get do a few lessons with a lifting coach and go and learn some Olympic lifting or something like that. You might want to go and do a course on something that's going to help you achieve your goal, and you need to write these down. Then you've got your key milestones. You got your milestones, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you need more, obviously print out more. And then your key tasks. What are the key tasks associated with each of these milestones? So you're breaking down your goal into sizable chunks so that you know that you are on track. And then a review. Oh my goodness, a review. We might actually review back on what we've achieved. How do you feel now that you've achieved your goal? Please don't write good. Good is good, but be a bit more descriptive. Did any aspect of your goal change as you progress? It is likely, yes. It is likely that things changed along the way, and that's totally normal. What achievements do you feel were most significant to your success? Was it getting to bed early? Was it surrounding yourself with like-minded people? Was it changing social circles? Was it changing your work roster? What were the things that helped? What have you learned that you can apply to your next goal? So we've got more than one long-term goal. What are you going to take from achieving this first one and apply it now to your second one? Cool stuff, hey? It's really good when you get these goals and you really start breaking them down. And yes, there's a bit of time involvement in this, but what you're trying to do is overhaul your life. You're trying to completely change your life. You can't do that without a significant investment of time, thought, and effort. So do the hard work now, and it gets easier later on. All right, we have got to the end of our lesson on goal setting. I will see you for the next one.